Crazed Axe is definitely one of the hardest Crazed Cat stages, if you didn't know. You don't really have to do the Crazed Cat stages in order. They're not ordered by difficulty because Axe is definitely more difficult than stuff like Crazed Lion. I would say also more difficult than Crazed Lizard, and a couple others that you would think would be after it, but this one's actually harder than those. But anyway, what makes Crazed Axe so brutal is his fast attack rate, long range, and freeze ability. He has the stats and abilities shown, so as you can see, he has a whopping 2.2 million health, along with decent DPS and damage, so you're going to want to bring Eraser. Sorry, if you have Wall, you're going to need him to be at least level 10, so he becomes Eraser. And also Crazed Wall is very useful here. You would think Axe has less range than he does. He actually has 360 range in this stage. So realistically speaking, the only attackers you'd have by now who can outrange this are Bathtub Cat, a super rare. So with this really large 360 range, the only real units you'd have by now who would outrange him are Bahamut, Dragon, Crazed Lizard if you beat that stage before this one, and Bathtub Cat, who is a super rare that you get from the Gacha, who's basically like a weaker version of Dragon Cat. I brought him, he's not necessary. But yeah, those are really the only few attackers you'd have by now. And of course any Ubers you have with over 360 range, which is most Ubers to be honest. Even regardless of him having 360 range, I still recommend bringing mid-rangers like Legs, Crazed Legs, and Paris and Drama. Just because at around 70 to 80 seconds, Shy Boys will spawn who are super fast attackers. They're red/floating. And they will continue to spawn throughout the entire game infinitely. So when these Shy Boy spawns, they're brutal fast line attackers who will help Crazed Axe gain ground. So you really need any attackers you have to help push them back. And even if these attackers to help push them back have less range than Crazed Axe, they will serve their purpose of fending off the Shy Boys. Because these Shy Boys are brutal and spawn so frequently, anything that works against red/floating enemies helps a lot. So Bathtub Cat, he can outrange Crazed Axe as well as deal massive damage to red, so he's a big help. And of course anything like Witch, iCat, just any red crowd control helps a lot. Because these Shy Boys, I'm not exaggerating, even though they're weak enemies on their own, pairing themselves with Crazed Axe, they can really be a threat. And they're just very troublesome. So yeah, any anti-red CC you have, any good attackers in general help here. I especially recommend Cutter Cat because he's a rusher who can also sometimes slip into Crazed Axe's range and get a hit in, as well as just dealing with the Shy Boys really well. And of course all the other red enemies that are just kind of continuously spawning like Sir Seal and Bunny. The only good thing about the Shy Boys just pouring out of the enemy base is that they give you a lot of money. So if you bring the cat computer, once your worker wallet's maxed and money isn't a problem anymore, you can turn that on and all the work is done for you. Even though Manic Macho Legs, Crazed Legs, Paris and Drama do get outranged by Crazed Axe, they can usually get in 1 or 2 hits before dying. So keep deploying them even when there aren't any Shy Boys to attack, because they will just do some chip damage to Crazed Axe before they die. So to sum it up, as long as you bring Eraser, Crazed Wall, and 2 little small meat shields, you should be okay. Along with Dragon, Bahamut, and any anti-red crowd control you have, and any ranged attackers you have. And with all this combined, and maybe a cat computer if you want it, you should be fine. The only real way you'd lose this level is if your units are way too under level, or you don't bring enough anti-red crowd control. Remember, if you don't have Bathtub, replace it with some other sort of anti-red. And you can also, if you need even more anti-red firepower, replace Macho Legs, because obviously Drama is way better than Macho Legs to do the area attack. So yeah, that's it. See ya.